Got the baddest bitch in the city, so don't fuck around. Know them hoes is out to get me, they don't hold me down. Know me now, act like you don't know me now. Let my bitch off the purse, she get 100 rounds. 100 rounds, hold me down.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a story time, and I don't be doing these often, but I told you I had some coming, so here you go. Also, before I get into the story, I do want to let y'all know that this hair came from Beautyforeverhair. This is a 12-inch transparent frontal with 4 bundles of 28, 28, and 30 and 30. And they sent me a 12-inch because the longer frontals that they had was a medium brown, and y'all know how I feel about that. So I wanted it to be transparent, and I added a bundle to the top right here, which there's something exposed right here that's very ghetto. I'm gonna cover that. But yeah, if y'all want to see the tutorial on this look, then click the link down below. And also I'm gonna leave the links to this exact hair, because I do love Beautyforever. It's one of my favorite companies to work with, and y'all know I don't be raving about companies or just saying stuff for the benefits. Y'all know I keep it a buck with y'all, so this is definitely one of my favorite companies to work with. So if you're interested, like I said, everything will be down below, so you can click that. Now let's get into the story. Let me just say something that I can be completely honest with myself, right? I don't want to say as a girlfriend I'm toxic, but I've been in toxic relationships and toxic situations where I could write a whole book and have different chapters. Well, that's what a book consists of, though. But I mean, like, I'm talking about a Harry Potter book. Like, my life is a movie, and I swear to you, only the people who are there to witness would understand that this is not something that people would believe or feel the full effect of by word of mouth. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about? That'd be like those situations, like, girl, my friend, it's so many times my friends told me, like, bro, you was right. Like, your life is a movie. I'm like, bro, literally a Tyler Perry movie. Like, a good Tyler Perry movie. Like, please. Anyway, so the story I'm about to tell you today is how I snuck in my ex's house. And me and my ex are cool, but me and him, we, like, I have a lot of stories pertaining to situations with him, and don't try to go find who it is, because I have multiple exes, and y'all just not, I doubt y'all gonna know. I feel like some people might know if you know the situation, but if you don't, you're probably not gonna know what I'm talking about, so whatever. Anyways, so basically, how could I start this off? Me and my ex were very toxic for each other. Like, I guess the love was there and shit, but like, we were very toxic for each other, and it got to the point where we would know we're not meant for each other and we're not good for each other, but we couldn't leave each other alone type of situation. So it just, the toxic just kept building and building and building, and it just was real bad. And when it was good, it was kind of awkward, because it's like, damn, shouldn't we be bad right now? Like, it was weird. It's like a weird type of, you know, whatever. So basically, how this situation happened was, we had gotten to a situation prior to, a few days before. That's like a whole nother story, but we wound up getting to that situation. I broke up with him, whatever the case may be. So I was really going through it, because it was Valentine's Day, and I had no Valentine. And I just felt like every year I never have a Valentine. Like, I haven't had a Valentine since probably like 2013 or 2012 or something like that. I haven't had like a real Valentine. But yeah, so I had broke up with him or whatever. So it was just like, dang, this whole I just broke up with my boyfriend, and he cheated on me. Like, oh my god. And it's just like everybody walking around with these flowers and beers and people singing songs and holding hands. I felt like it was a movie around me, and I felt like everybody around me was just so happy, and red flowers and balloons and stuff, and I felt like I was just walking, like I seen movement, but it was just like silence. So I'm walking, whatever, I was miserable. So a few days later had passed, and he had an event going on, and it's like I'm trying to tell it without telling who it is, but then again, I feel like I don't care, because it's like, y'all follow me on social media, so if you know, you know, and if you don't, then you just don't know. It is what it is. But he had an event, whatever, so his family, you know, was coming to the event, and me and his family are like literally like this. I still speak to them to this day. Like, we're literally super close, and it's not no like awkward kind of close where it's like, girl, leave his family alone. Like, you know, those type of closeness. I don't have that type of like weird relationship. Like, we're actual family to the point where I could be around them, and if me and him not talking, we will walk right past each other, and I would be comfortable the whole time. Like, I wouldn't feel like I need to leave, nothing, you know, whatever. Anyway, so his family came, whatever, we all showing support. And even though I broke up with him, we was the type where it's like, we break up with each other, but we're not done for real. So y'all know those type of toxics. Like, we done, like, we broken up, but I dare you to try me. Like, it was one of those. Anyway, so he had his event, everything was good. Everybody had a good time. I had a good time. It was good. Towards the end, I just was starting to feel a little like emotional, only because it's like, I loved being around him, even if it was for like the slightest thing. And that man was not, that's what happened. I had a good time, but he was not paying me no mind. Like, yeah, I broke up with him a few days ago, but he literally was ignoring me. And I'm like, but I had to make sure my nail was still there. But I'm like, you hurt me. Like, you did what you did to me, so why are you not on my body right now? Like, I look mad good. Like, what are you doing? Like, show me some love. I came to support you. I'm all here. The girls is like drooling over you, and I'm looking at them like, I really want y'all to try it. Like, I really want y'all to try it. Like, him, not that one. Like, that's how I was over him. I'm like, that one, don't play with him, because I'm not even playing with y'all. Like, don't play with me. So I was giving that type of energy. I wasn't giving that type of energy towards them, but I was like still looking at everybody, and you know, he had to talk to people, and it was a whole big event, so everybody interacted. I just, you know, praying from the corner like, alright, like some type of stuff like that. So he wasn't paying me no mind, and he was acknowledging everybody else, taking pictures of everybody else, and I was just sitting there like, dread, because he wasn't talking to me, and my heart was a little broken or whatever. So I'm just like, alright, whatever. So then I wound up, did I go home? No, I wound up getting in a car with them, and I went back with them to their hotel. So while we was in a car, I just started crying. Like, I was just so emotional, because I'm just like, me and this boy, like, what are we even doing together? Like, everything he does affects me. Like, I'm always crying. Like, I was just so sensitive when it came up to him. So I'm emotional. His family looking at me like, like that little and I'm just like trying to toughen up, like whatever. Time goes on, so me, him, his mom, and his cousin wound up going to GEU. Me and his family, me, his mother, and his cousin and him wound up going to the club, and it was a strip club. And I'm with the vibes. Though when I go to strip clubs, and even if I go to the strip club with my man or whatever, I'm not the type of girlfriend that would be mad if a stripper is all over him. Like, why would you even come if you got that type of energy? I love strippers. If anything, come dance on me. Like, for real. So his friends was there. They gave me a stack of money. So I'm just throwing on a stripper. And then my favorite stripper was there. So I was really giving her all the money. Like, girl, I got you, girl. So we having a good old time. We drinking, whatever. I'm vibing with his cousin. His mother sitting with him, and then his friends there. We all in like this big section. So everybody just vibing. No awkward. It wasn't awkward or nothing. Like, everybody just vibing. So here's where the story starts. So by the end of the night, I was drunk. He was drunk. I don't know if his mother was drunk. I don't know if his cousin was drunk. I don't know if anybody else was drunk, but I know me and him was drunk. So I don't even know what led to this part, but I know that his mother went to the car first, then I followed and went to the car with her, but I don't remember why I started yelling. Like, I was crying again, and I'm like, no, because he was doing this, like, and you understand me, Jamie, all that stuff. And she's talking to me. She's like, I understand. She was giving me the real girl talk. I ain't gonna talk about that, but she was giving me the real girl talk, really pepping me up. Like at the end of the day, a man is gonna be a man, and at the end of the day, you're a beautiful woman. You don't wait on nobody. Like, she was giving me that talk. Like, even though that's her son, she's still gonna talk to me like I'm a woman, because at the end of the day, I did my job, and I'm still a woman, and she's still a woman at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to respect that. whatever. So I'm still crying, and I guess he came in like a minute after, and he heard me like crying and like talking to her about the stuff he be doing to me, and he started carrying on. So now it's funny now, but it really wasn't funny then. So now he budges and he like, F out of here, like whatever. We cursing at each other. If I really could tell y'all, I really can't remember most of the stuff that we were saying to each other, but I know it really got heated once we got on the road. So me and him going back and forth. Now we all, I'm like, I don't go back, I don't care. Da, 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 da. So they made us sit like totally separate from each other. So I sat in the front with his mother and he sat in the back with his cousin. So now we arguing or whatever. Now we get on the road. We get on the road and now we're really going in, and he's saying stuff that's so hurtful. Like, it was, oh my God, it was hurting my feelings. So I had to, I'm not going to be the only one my feelings hurt. Like, we're both going to be feeling it. So I'm not going to say what was said, but, you know, I was saying, oh, like, I came out here, I was saying what I was saying, and he was like, oh, well, nobody told you to do that. Like, oh, well, that's what you get. Oh, well, I had. Like, it's really kind of taunting me. And I'm just sitting here in my feelings like, you such a fucking asshole. Like, I hate you. Like, and it was that bad. And it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse by the time we got to his crib. So, and literally, by the time we got to his crib, it was really nothing nobody could do. Like, we was just on go 100%. So we saying all this terrible stuff to each other. Now, by the time we get to his house, we ready to fight each other. So, this not funny. So, and I was with it too. So I said something. I'm not gonna lie. I did say something that was over the top, but you hurt my feelings, so I don't care. So I said something that hurt his feelings, and all I know is I said it. He said, what? All I know is I was talking about shit. I don't know if I gotta hear, blah, 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 blah. All I heard was one door open and my door open. And he grabbed my dress and tried to drag me out the car. And I was like, yo, I gotta hear, like. And he pulling me, no, he grabbed my hair and like tried to pull me out the car. But let me tell you, baby, that wig was on, and I had a hairstyle similar to this too. I just didn't have this, but it was a half had done, and then my wig ain't move a little bit, it ain't come off or nothing. So shout out to that glue, I forgot which one I used. But so he tried to pull me out the car, whatever. His mother like, get the fuck off her, like, da, da, da. They trying to break us up. We fighting. We were not fighting, but he was pulling me and I was like swinging, so whatever. So after that situation happened, I'm in the car crying. No, I got out they pushed him. I think his cousin or his mother forced him into the car. I mean, into his house, because we was parked in front of his house. So they're like, go in the house, go in the house, go in the house. He like, no, fuck out here. Like, he's carrying on and being all dramatic or whatever. He finally went in the house, and then I wound up walking off down the block. I'm on the phone with my best friend, like, no, fuck out of here, because da 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 da. I'm talking my shit to my best friend. She always like into everything. So I'm talking shit. His mother like, get the fuck in the car, get in the car. Like, to me, I'm drunk, and that's how close we is. Like, she could talk to me like that, and I don't like take it no way. Like, she really like the go. I love her. So she like, get the fuck in the car, da da da. So I get in the car, I'm on the phone with Chanel, like, no, fuck out of here, like, I don't know, this fucking nigga, like, I don't know. So I'm mad that whole little situation just went down. So we so toxic. He texted me after, like, no, fuck out of here, like, you really should have never said that. I'm done with you, like, for real this time. You really didn't have to say that in front of my mother. And I'm like, no, because you didn't have to say that. You was hurting my feelings. Literally, as soon as we drove off, like, he texted me, da da da. So when he stopped texting me, I'm like, and I only lived like I was staying about probably like 12 minutes from him at this point. So we only got about like 9 minutes away, and he stopped texting me. So I'm like, hello, text me back, like, hello. He wasn't texting me back. So they dropped me off to my place, and they dropped me off to my place, and she was like, go upstairs, da 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 da. And I'm just on the phone, I keep walking. I'm like, no, I'm not going upstairs, drunk, I'm not going upstairs. So I went to go sit on a rock, and I'm talking to my best friend, like, no, fuck it. She's like, go in the house, go upstairs, go upstairs. I'm like, no, I'm not going to sit da da. She's like, all right, whatever. And then she drove off, because I was in a safe place, but I was just like wandering around. So I said, this nigga don't want to text me back, and he think I'm playing with him. So what did I do? I called my Uber to his house, cause stop playing with me. We're gonna finish this. So my best friend wound up falling asleep, so I wound up calling Philip. And y'all know Philip. Most of everybody know Philip. If you keep up with me on social media or you've seen some of my videos, you know Philip. So I called Philip, and it's literally, I didn't realize how late it was. It was about like 6, 7 in the morning at this point. So you hear the birds chirping and everything. And I'm like, yeah, Philip, I'm on my way to this nigga house right now. Like, he playing with me, So he's like, yo, go home. Like, he's laughing at me because he knows I'm crazy. Like, he's like, go home. And I'm like, I'm not going home. I'm not going home. Like, I'm not going home. He's like, Shania, go home. Like, go home. I'm like, no. And I'm like, yup, I'm right here. I got out the cab. I went, because his window was like right in the front of the place at the time. So I'm banging, boom, 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 boom. Open this door. No, I was calling him. I called him at first. He wasn't answering the phone. So I banged on his window because I knew the bed was like right by the window. So I'm like, open this door. Open this door. It's a light outside at this point. He was not answering me. I went to the front door. It was locked. I'm like, how the fuck am I going to get into this house? I'm thinking, mind you, I got a dress on. I got Yeezys on. Like, I'm looking like, how am I getting in this house? I'm looking for ways I could climb somewhere. Like, maybe if I try to climb up there, I could get on the roof. I could get to the back. Maybe the back door is open. And I'm thinking so casually. Like, so casual. This is all within like an hour. So I'm thinking like so casually. So I'm like, alright, let me just be civilized. Maybe I could call somebody. Maybe somebody else in the house too. So they could open the door. So I called. And yes, somebody answered the phone, and they know me. Like, I was his shorty. So they knew. They didn't know what was going on with us, but they knew I was his shorty. So they knew, like, if I call, you're going to do what I tell you to do. Like, not in that type of way, but in that type of way. Like, if I tell you to let me in, they're not going to not let me in. So I called. I was like, yeah, so-and-so fell asleep. So can you open the door for me? He was like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. Click. Hey, how you doing? He opened the door. How you doing? I walked right to that room. I swear to God, I walked right into this room. When I opened the door, he was drunk, passed out on the bed. I said, my little space over there that I'll be sleeping in. I took off my clothes. I literally laid down right next to him. And I think I kissed him too. And I laid right next to him. I said, Philip, I'm in. He's like, you're crazy. I FaceTimed him. I said, look at him. His face all in the camera. I'm like, yeah. I said, all right, I'm gonna call you tomorrow. He was like, all right. So the next day, I guess he woke up and saw me next to him. So he was blacking on everybody in the house. Like, who let this chin? Like, who let her in here? And I guess they wasn't talking. So he was just wondering how I got in there. So when I woke up, he wasn't talking to me. He was in the kitchen, and I texted him like, can you come back in? He was not trying to talk to me. He did not want to argue with me. He did not want nothing with me. So I was sad all over again, like, oh my God. So then we got in the room. He came in the room after I kept telling him, like, begging him, come in the room. And we was talking, and I just started crying. Like, it was just that type of toxic where it's just like, I don't want to let you go, but you really no good for me, and I'm no good for you, but I just don't want to let you go. So every time he would just even talk in a stern voice to even say we not gonna, or like he don't forgive me, or he not gonna talk to me no more, I would just literally, my eyes would just water, and I would just instantly start crying. He like, boy, see, like, that's why I don't talk to you, because you always crying. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, oh my God, like, I don't know what to do. Like I was just like that with him. And that wound up being it. Like, I wound up going about my day after that, and that was it. So shit. That's the time or how I snuck into his house. I technically didn't sneak, but I kind of snuck because he didn't know I was coming in there. And if his roommate wasn't in there, I was going to find a way in there regardless. So it was like one of those situations. Anyways, I have a whole bunch of toxic story times. I really do. Like, I love popping up. I love doing all that stuff. So I got a lot of toxic story times. So maybe I might just do those, only because I don't really feel comfortable doing like story times like that, because I'm so past this stuff. Like, I don't want to say I'm not toxic no more, because I feel like everybody has toxic tendencies. But I don't be on that type of time anymore. Like, I really be chilling, taking things for what it is. Like, I don't really press the issue on nothing, so I be chilling. But yeah, I gotta tell y'all all my toxic story times just to get it out and get some content for y'all, because I be talking about fights and all that stuff when I got a lot more. Like, all my good story times is just stuff I be like, dang, if I talk about it, are they gonna boo boo boo? But it's just like, people just, if you find out, if you don't, you don't. What you gonna do, right? Anyway, so yes, that's the story time of how I snuck into my ex-boyfriend's house, and I fell asleep right next to him after we fought. So yeah, if y'all want more story times like this, let me know down below. I'm gonna definitely give y'all more story times. For a fact, we already on a little roll right now, so we're gonna get all these videos coming out. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in my next video. Bye, loves.
Baddest bitch in the city, so don't fuck around. Know them hoes is out to get me, they don't hold me down. Know me now, act like you don't know me now.